Get it? For pixels?
Ugh. Why do you have to say that? Some of the people who are watching this might even not watch, haven't even watched that. Some people who are watching this might not have even watched that yet.
Happy 2025, everybody. I am so glad it is 2025, and I'm so glad that's finally January so that we can finally get this rumor that Switch 2 is coming in January. So until we get the actual announcement, I'm going to be releasing videos on theoretical games following franchises. If any, so of course we're starting out with everyone's favorite, the good old red silly plumber Mario. But before I get any deeper into it, please hit the like button. I appreciate it, and hit the subscribe button cuz I don't actually have a good reason, but but it's completely free and you can always change your mind later. And hit the notification bell because I'm going to be releasing at least five other videos on possible games coming to Switch 2. So let's get into it. Looking back at all the 2D Marios, the new Soup games are just all so similar. They're not exactly the same, but they're all very similar. And sure, they have minor differences that save them, but again, majorly minor. But they're very similar. But let's go a little bit deeper into the history of 2D Mario, because back when it was like all the way up to GameCube. Back when it was GameCube, the only 2D Marios that originally existed was Super Mario Bros. And the Lost Levels on the NES, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Those were the only 2D Marios, and they kept getting remakes as well all the way up onto the GBA. In fact, Super Mario Bros. And the Lost Levels got their remake on the regular Game Boy. And then there's Super Mario Land 1 and 2. Super Mario Land 2 got a remake, an unofficial remake on the DS, so that's something to be accounted for. So as we can see, it seems that trying to come up with bold new ideas is harder for Nintendo, so instead they build up off of base for what they have, you know? But Super Mario Bros. Wonder is completely different. Just think of it. For the fact that it is new, has different graphics, and you can play as multiple characters, and they don't have their unique powers. They all have this different formula. Seeing how Nintendo really went all out trying to create something new for 2D Mario for once in a long time is a really bold idea. So that's why Super Mario Bros. Wonder was such a big hit when we saw it on the trailers. And I was honestly confused when I was seeing a bunch of Elephant Mario memes on Discord. I was genuinely confused. I doubt Nintendo would keep this sort of thing going, but if they did, it'd probably help them out a lot for 2D Mario. It'd really be cool to see like a new 2D Mario with a whole new formula. New bosses, and just the right amount of minor flaws that not even IGN, who's a little bit nitpicky, will rate it. But as for 3D Mario, we have our selection of 3D Mario amongst the open world sandbox games all the way dating back to the N64, and then the GameCube, and then the Wii, and then DS, so on and so forth. But the 3DS did something different and took like the going from level to level formula of a regular 2D Mario game and kind of inputted that into 3D Land and 3D World. I'm not exactly sure if that's also 3D open world sandbox, but I don't know stuff about stuff. So So type in the comments below if I'm type in the comments below if I'm wrong or right about being open world sandbox themed. And then there was the infamous Super Mario Odyssey. Well, it was something. I believe it was another open world sandbox game, but it didn't have like those levels that you need to go into. In fact, you could just go around doing whatever the heck you wanted and collect coins, purple coins, power moons, whatever. And I really find that fun, how there's an actual end game and how almost everything you do actually can affect your way getting to the end goal. Unlike Breath of the Wild, I don't know why I've never really clicked with Breath of the Wild. I just haven't. Speaking of open world 3Ds, 3D worlds Bowser's Fury. Yes, Bowser's Fury is literally the name. There's no Mario in it. It's just Bowser's Fury, or at least that's what I think. Sure, it came as a dual casing to Super Mario 3D World. We can all say that. We can all agree on that. In fact, I think I've seen the first scene of Sonic X Shadow Generations, and going on to Shadow Generations is literally the exact same texture as going on to Bowser's Fury. I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. I had to. And Bowser's Fury struck the perfect meaning of being open world. Collecting the cat shines around Lake Lapcat. It was really fun and I really enjoyed it. Getting Bowser's Fury for my birthday, I really enjoyed. But I couldn't play it because it was during the Lenten season. I let my brothers play it, and after like a week and a half or so, they lost it under the couch. So I held on to it and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Super Mario 3 All-Stars so that I could play them once the Lenten season was over. And as you can imagine, I went right to Bowser's Fury and I immediately 100%ed it later that day. I know I worded that wrong, but I don't care. Anyway, if we're to get another 3D open world Mario, it's gotta be a lot more bigger. I'd even go and say half the size of the map of Breath of the Wild. I said half the size. If Nintendo generates something for a 3D Mario I'm pretty sure the 3D open world Mario is going in the right direction for Nintendo, not gonna lie. But it's also the same logic for Sonic Frontiers. That game is absolute trash, or at least that's what I've heard of. I haven't actually played the game, and I actually wanted it for a long while before listening to an expansion pass free for listening to a spoilers cast for a spoiler-free review of Remember the Game's review on Sonic Frontiers. Apparently, most of it's just trash. Again, for both these franchises, they're going in the right direction with 3D open world. I'm sure all of us just want to see more of it coming in a little bit of a better design or a better story to gameplay sort of style. I don't know. It has to be something like that. Can we all agree on that? That's all I'm going to say for the traditional 2D and 3D styles of Mario. Let's jump right into the spin-off games. I'm not going to go over every spin-off game series for every character. I'm just going to go over the basic ones, like Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Sports, those stuff. I'm going to save Mario Kart 8 for last, so I'm going to do Mario Sports first. Now, I mean, Mario Sports is really just a backdrop for playing a digital way of sports, and I'm really just fine playing locally with my families on co-op, but so I'm not really sure how Nintendo's going to be adding this. But if anyone has anything that they'd like to see for another sports game with Mario's backdrop, type in the comments. I'd really like to see it. Super Mario Party Jamboree's minigames weren't actually that bad. Were actually a little bit bad. At least that's what Nintendo Land had said. It's one of his videos. I flippin' love playing Mario Kart 8 and 9 and 10 because of the style that they're in. And I know that Mario Party's whole thing is having the one character go across the board in the spaces, and Super Mario Party for Switch actually brought that back, but along with Mario Party Superstars. I don't have either of those games, although I wanted them for a little while, but now I'm just not as interested. I'm sure that Nintendo would probably, I'm sure that a lot of people in public have good ideas for mini games. And if Nintendo could like take suggestions for once in their company's life, then they'd probably be able to have a little bit of stuff. And it can't just be stuff that one person likes. It also has to be something that's genuinely and generally fun. That's easy for me to say. And I also like the story for Mario Party, but that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not really good at reviewing past stuff. I really want to be good at it, but I'm just not that good at it as I should be. I mean, if you want to talk like timeline-wise, if you want to talk timeline explanations, I'm probably your guy for it. But this sort of stuff I'm not really good at. And our final subject, Mario Kart. Back in the past, Mario Kart was a very hard game where apparently Nathaniel Bandy hadn't ever gotten past 100cc Special Cup unless he was doing it in his 100% marathon. But they rubber band, they're cheaters, they phase through things. It's an absolute menace. But that's not how things were now. Now we have a star rank system, and it isn't as trashy as it was back on the GBA, which is when it originated. Now the star rank system is based off how many coins we get. As of today, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling like hotcakes because it has its DLC, and it includes the 4 extra cups from the Wii U version. It's just so fun, and I really enjoy playing it. Sometimes, I know it's not really my go-to, but when I'm playing it, I'm actually really having fun. And I think I'm gonna keep having fun with it. I would play the heck out of something like a tournament sort of thing, where like 32 race, where you select like online multiplayer, 1 player, and you select tournament. It takes you online, and you go to a tournament and it enters you in a tournament along with 31 other contestants, making so that there's 32 people to compete in the race. And then the top 16 would finish, and then the top 8, and then top 4, and then top 2. You get the idea. Yeah, you get the idea, right? I mean, I would play the heck out of that. The many possibilities for Mario Kart are very precise, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo has up their sleeve for Mario Kart being on Switch too. But the possibilities for Mario Kart doesn't stop there. We also have possibilities for 3D Mario, 2D Mario, and any other spin-off game like Luigi's Mansion, now Princess Peach, Mario RPGs, for crying out loud. There's so many things we could get, and Brothership is just the cherry on top with the RPGs. But it's not the best it's not the best Mario RPG in the world, but it definitely fills a missing spot for after 5 to 7 years, somewhere like that. But let me know what you thought of this video, everybody. Please, let me know how you thought of it in the comments, and hit the like button, please, and hit the subscribe button to make me feel appreciated. I'm hoping for this year to be able to get 100 subscribers this year. I hope everyone will contribute. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Later.